Welcome, my dear students of class 10, to my history class. Today's topic, as I mentioned earlier, once again I am going to clarify certain points of this lesson. Lesson number 6 topic is Mahatma Gandhi and the national movement. First point, the non-cooperation movement. Second one, objectives of the non-cooperation movement. Third, concept of Satyagraha and Ahimsa. Fourth, importance of Nagpur session, boycott. Fifth point, boycott movement. So first one, the non-cooperation movement. Why was the non-cooperation movement started? In my previous class I discussed about it. The non-cooperation movement was started in order to teach the Britishers a good lesson, because the Britishers, passed the repressive act, the Rowlatt Act, in the year 1919. Second one, the British, killed thousands of people at Jallianwala Bagh. All innocent people died due to British wrong policy of repression. And that Jallianwala Bagh incident had become a great cause of India's insult. Millions of people who died, and the rest of the people who were still alive and wounded, they all decided to take a revenge against the British. That's why it was an important factor for the Indian leaders to teach the British a good lesson. And Khilafat movement. After the First World War, Turkey was defeated at the hands of Britain, and Britain also harmed the sentiments of the religious leader of Turkey, who was actually their Caliph, and Caliph was their religious leader. Naturally, Muslims had great respect for the Caliphs of Turkey, so it was an insult of the Caliph, because Turkey was defeated and Turkey was humiliated at the hands of Britain and allies. That's why two Ali brothers, Maulana Muhammad Ali and Maulana Shaukat Ali, started the Khilafat movement. But there was no support, but no other political parties were there who could support the Khilafat movement. It was Gandhiji who realized that it was the right time to support the Khilafat issue, so that he could gain help from Muslims during the time of requirement. As a result, Gandhiji prominently utilized his knowledge, his political experience, and supported the Khilafat movement. As a result, the time when Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement, both the two brothers, Maulana Muhammad Ali and Maulana Shaukat Ali, came forward and responded to the call of Gandhiji and strongly supported the non-cooperation movement. So Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement in India against the British will, the British repressive policy. Now, what is non-cooperation movement actually? The non-cooperation movement means non-cooperation in all respects. Non-cooperation with the British policy of repression, non-cooperation with the British technique and methods, non-cooperation with the government administrative system, and non-cooperation with the industrial policy of the British. And by non-cooperating with the British, Gandhiji decided to massacre British administration, because Gandhiji knew that because the British knew that the cooperation of the Indians was very important to them, because of running a smooth government in India. Without the cooperation of the Indians, no smooth government could be run in India by the British. They felt it, they realized it. That's why Gandhiji rightly decided to acknowledge his own identity by means of his own technique and method. And this technique and method encouraged Gandhiji to be well equipped with that very system he introduced by adopting the new technique, the new method of movement, the non-cooperation movement with the system of Satyagraha or Ahimsa. What is the meaning of Satyagraha? Why did he adopt it? He adopted the technique and method of Satyagraha with a view to communicate a message to the British that whatever they were going to do, they would do honestly. They would do honestly. They would be determined in reaching their goal, and without making any compromise with the British, they would reach their goal without any obstruction. That's why Gandhiji adopted the policy of Satyagraha, and the policy Satyagraha was a technique and policy based on truth. That's why Gandhiji was truthful. Gandhiji asked his followers to be truthful, to be sincere, to be alert, to be dedicated towards their duties and responsibilities, so that they must become successful. And the policy of Ahimsa, that means the policy of non-violence, because Gandhiji decided to make his movement non-violent, where there was no place of violence. And Gandhiji organized movements in protest against Jallianwala Bagh incident, in protest against, Rawal attack, in protest against Khilafat issue. But he was, from the very, very beginning, or Gandhiji's movement, the non-cooperation movement was from the very, very beginning non-violent movement. And that very non-violent movement gave them an idea of boycotting British goods, British schools, British colleges, and of course British policies. Gandhiji ultimately succeeded in course of time, but one incident did not give Gandhiji complete success and achievement. What was about it? Now, before discussing about it, I would like to highlight other point. Concept of Satyagraha I mentioned. Importance of Nagpur session. It has to be clarified. Importance of Nagpur session. You know, at the Nagpur session of the Congress in the year 1920, Gandhiji and his program of non-cooperation were supported by about 14,000 delegates. 14,000 delegates signed over the issue of Gandhiji's Nagpur session of Congress of 1920, because Gandhiji wanted to pass the resolution of conducting the non-cooperation movement in the Nagpur session of the Congress, since the non-cooperation movement was started in the year 1920 and Nagpur session also was held. The Nagpur session of the Congress also was held in the same year 1920. Gandhiji decided to get it passed, and with majority votes of the Congress members. So near about 14,000 delegates strongly supported Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement at the Nagpur session of the Congress. Jinnah sought in vain to caution against extreme measures and finally quit the Congress in disgust. Jinnah did not want to favor the program of Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement. Initially, he favored non-cooperation movement, but later on, he realized that it was against the interest of the Muslims. That's why he quit the Congress in disgust. And another one is that objectives of the movement. Gandhiji, realized that the Britishers were totally unsympathetic towards the interest of the Congress as well as interest of the Indians. That's why Gandhiji wanted to non-cooperate with the British in running a very smooth government in India. It was to drive home the point to the British that they would not be able to rule India without the cooperation of the Indians, without the cooperation of the people of India. That's why Gandhiji took the help from the Muslim League. The Muslim League strongly supported Gandhiji and managed to shake the British administration into a passive, a repressive measure, and they antagonist the British. The people of India, the people of Indian population also antagonist the British with antagonist the British because of Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement gave a birth of Indian nationalism. It gave a birth of nationalistic spirit among the Indians, and it also, encouraged the people of India. That's why the non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji launched his first nationwide Satyagraha on August 1st, 1920, the day Tilak left his last breath. Tilak died. Tilak, Bal Gangadhar Tilak left us forever. He died. That very day was a very important day in the history of India. Gandhiji launched his first nationwide movement on August 1st, 1920. And this was the first mass movement under the leadership of whom? Under the leadership of Gandhiji. So this is the importance of Nagpur session also. As we start and a boycott movement. What is boycott movement? In the beginning I told you, once again I repeat. Gandhiji decided to boycott foreign goods. Because foreign goods, foreign goods destroyed Indian economy. Foreign products flooded Indian market. The people of India who are totally dependent on their own handicraft or small scale industries and would earn money with the help of their, cottage industries from their homes. British manufactured goods became a factor for that. It ruined Indian small-scale industries. It ruined the occupations of the artisans and craftsmen because their qualities were superior and prices also are very less. Since these were manufactured goods, these were machine-made goods. All the goods were produced through machines. But in India, craftsmen and artisans, they produce their goods through manual process. Manually these were produced. Naturally, its prices were very high and they could not maintain its quality. That's why, my dear students, they could not compete with British manufactured goods. That's why Gandhiji decided to boycott foreign goods in the interest of Indian artisans, Indian craftsmen, in order to revive the past glory of the Indians. Gandhiji decided to strongly support the interest of Indian artisans and Indian craftsmen, so that they must, they must earn money, they must face the competitors. And Gandhiji, by adapting the policy of boycott movement, Gandhiji protected the interest of Indian craftsmen, Indian artisans, and ultimately he also paved the way of another movement, that was Swadeshi movement. The next day I shall qualify up to this my best. Thank you.